Hi, everybody. Welcome back. This is Rob with Velocity Portfolio. This is going to be episode 2 of the Options IRA Income Series. So, this is where I am wheeling in my IRA account to see how I can do performance wise compared to the indexes and what kind of income I can generate. So, just a reminder here, I'll go through what options I closed recently, what new ones I opened, my thought process, where my current strike is, how they're looking, all that. We'll go over that in just a second. As a reminder, what we're doing with this account, I am selling cash secured puts in the 30 to 45 day to expiration range, in the 20 to 30 delta range, shooting closer to 30 delta typically. And then I'm immediately setting a good till cancel order to collect 50% of the profits and close it for half of that. I'm also setting alerts at the strike price to potentially roll if it does hit it. And then if a reasonable net credit is not possible, I will take assignment and begin selling covered calls. That has not happened yet, so I won't dive too deep into that at the moment. So jumping into the actual results here. So I started, this is Tuesday night, December 2nd. I started this account and started actually this strategy last week, Monday, so November 24th. So I had one full week of November that I ran this in. And when I did my last video, episode 1, I had one closed position in 24 hours, which was great. Well, since then, I've had quite a few others here. So if I filter this by closed, you can see just in the last week, I've had, you can see 12 or 11.5, 25. Chipotle closed the very next day after I started this strategy, which was great. And then the next day I had 2 more closed. And then I had a few more closed, 28, 28, 28. And then I've had a couple close yesterday as well. But if we just look at the November ones, I had, what is that? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 positions. So started this a little over a week ago, 8 days ago to be exact. And I've already had that many closed positions, which is great. So you can see my income so far in 8 days is $467.12 that's realized. These are all bought back at roughly 50%, plus commissions and fees and all that good stuff. So that's what gets you the 467 here. So these are now currently closed. Just running through them real quick. I had Verizon, US Bank, Chipotle, SoFi, Rivian, Dutch Bros, PayPal, O Realty Income Corp, and Intel, which has shot up a bunch recently. So very successful first week. And I guess while I'm on that, I want to show real quickly here. So subtracting out the 2 that closed yesterday, which was December, I'm not including that in this calculation because this is November. You can see my starting balance, my ending balance, what the total return dollar was 385.76, which was a 0.93% return. So I think that's pretty great for 1 week. Obviously, things are going to change. The market ebbs and flows. I can't expect that every week, but a 0.93% return on the total account in 1 week of doing this is a pretty good start. And just note too, you can see started Monday, November 24th. So I'm very, very anxious to see what December is going to look like and then just going forward, of course. So kind of testing this account to see if it's something sustainable in the future. I'm not necessarily looking to beat the S&P 500 or NASDAQ or any of the indexes. I'm just looking to see if I can create consistent income and if there's something I can use down the road in Velocity Portfolio in addition to dividend income once the account grows to a larger amount. Instead of just relying on dividends, this is something that I can do in that account and this account to generate income. So that's kind of the thought process here. So far, so good. Pretty good first week. We'll see how December goes. Going back to this and then going to my actual open positions now. So we'll filter by open. So this is what I have open now. So CBP, which I've had open, Pfizer, I've had open, ASTS, Kava, Rivian. And then I did open another position in SoFi. I had one that closed. Newer one was Mondelez as well, NDLZ. Verizon as well I had before and opened new. Starbucks and Bank of America. So those are my current open positions. And then just for the full picture, again, you guys can see it here. So green here is the final, what I received in premium. whether it's closed or open, bought back, what it was, and then the date it closed. So going over real quick to what my positions look like right now. So I currently have ASTS at a strike of $48, expiration here. So we're still a little ways away from it. Had quite a bit of jump today, which is good. I sold it below this big red bar intentionally. And it hasn't been there since back here in September. So I'm pretty confident that that strike price will hold up, but of course that remains to be seen. Bank of America that I just opened up, I sold the 51 strike, which is below the 50 moving average. So I feel pretty good about that one as well, just before earnings. Kava, this one's been shooting up for a while. I've had this position since last week, so this is all good. I wouldn't be surprised if this one closes pretty soon. So the 47 strike, expiration date's here, which is January 2nd. And the strike is kind of right in the middle of this green bar, which could be seen as a support level. So I like where we're at on this one. CBP, again, I've held this one since last week. Had a drop today. Earnings are coming up on Tuesday next week, so a week from today. We'll see how that plays out, but I've got the 29 strike. I'm pretty happy with where that's at. You can see a bounce here, and it did come down all the way here and then bounced up a little bit. So there seems to be some support here. So we'll see what happens with earnings. MDLZ, this one has just been beaten up. I was looking at this one, and this one's been beaten up for a little while. So it's kind of one where it's like, well, how low can it go? We'll find out. But you can see it's bounced off of my strike here a couple of times. Again, I want to reiterate, I'm not picking strikes based on necessarily resistance points and support levels. I'm more doing it based on the delta, but I do use this a little bit. So, I will use, like, say in this instance, 55, if I was deciding between the 55 strike and maybe the 56 strike, which is up here, right? I may look at some of these support levels or what could be a support level, or I might look at a moving average and say the delta on the 56 is, just 2 or 3 points higher or lower or whatever. Then I'll use this to kind of gauge that. So I might go from a 30 to a 26 delta, collect a little less premium, but I feel like the strike is a tad bit safer. The goal is to not get assigned, but I do want to collect as much premium as possible as well. So just keep that in mind. Pfizer I've held since last week as well. It's actually dropped the last couple of days, but you can see my strike sits right on the 50 SMA right now, which it looks like it just almost bounced off of today, or maybe did bounce off of. So we'll see where this one winds up. Still got plenty of time. Rivian, this one's been shooting up. A lot of people will call this a cup and handle. I've seen some posts about it. I sold it back here last week. My strike's all the way down here. So I'm pretty confident that this one will hold up. And then if you've been following Velocity Portfolio for a while, you know that I've been selling puts on Starbucks for quite a while, and I have 200 shares in the Velocity Portfolio because I was signed on them and decided to keep them. So what did I do? I started selling cash secured puts on Starbucks in this account as well. Quite a bit further, or quite a bit more than I would like to sell as a part of the account value as a whole. But I currently have 10 open positions, so I feel like I'm pretty well diversified. And I wanted to go with Starbucks because I do like where the price point is. I got the strike all the way down here. So you can see a bounce here, another bounce here, and it's also below a couple of support levels, I think, going back to here. So I liked where it was. The premium is good. I do like the company. If I was assigned, I don't mind holding it for long term. SoFi, this is my second go around already with this account in SoFi. So as you can see, it's already shooting back up. Dropped a little bit today, but my strike is the 27 right here. And then last but not least is Verizon. I actually forget, do I have Verizon right now? Yes, I do. I opened up a new one. You can see I had Verizon, was the first one I sold last week, closed already, and then I opened up a new one. So Verizon is the last one I have open right now. $40 strike, which is below this big red bar here, so it would have to fill that and get below it. Could be seen as a support level here as well, but again, I was more looking at the delta on this. We'll see what happens in the next couple of weeks. No earnings to worry about, which is good. It's all the way out here. So that's the 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 10 positions that I have open. So I will continue to do an update on these and update what closes, what I've sold new positions on, and then kind of how the return is looking going forward. I'm excited to see what December looks like. Based on this, I could be like a 4 or 5%. I don't think that's going to happen necessarily, but you never know. December could be a good month for the market, and as long as it continues to rise, my cash secured puts will do well. So we'll see how it turns out. I will do another episode when I have more closed positions. The goal is to do them earlier in the week, like this, like on Tuesday or Wednesday nights, and hopefully I have positions that are open or closed. But if there's not, then I may skip a week or two here and there. So I expect some positions. With how many I have, I expect positions to close kind of on a weekly basis. So we'll continue to do these going forward. So thank you for watching, and I'll catch you on the next one.